So he's expanding on the queen side, which means, yeah, the only place I can go for counterplay is the obvious e5. And he did a move I actually expected. He played here. Because people always did that to me in these openings when I played d6 and e5, and they try to get me on this diagonal here. And when I first started out, I fell for that kind of stuff a lot. But I'd seen it enough by this point that I had an idea that I wanted to get my rook away from here. So I play rookie. Dead even on the evaluation part at this point. So rook e8. And he's surprised me now by breaking the tension. What's this all about? Because black wants to exchange pieces. And he does. Interestingly, the computer says if I have a really teeny tiny advantage for me for the first time if I play rook takes. And I don't think I even considered that move in the game. Why? Because I'm not playing for a win. the idea that keeps some pressure, and black has some flexibility when you play rook e5. But I'm looking, this is a terrible backward pawn on d6, and I've always hated backward pawns on d6, even though lots of theory says in different openings they're great, they're fine. But I was being chicken. So pawn takes, still. So now I have to think about how I'm going to redeploy the rest of my pieces. And he sort of helps me here, but I didn't do it right in response. He plays queen to f3. I don't really know why he did that. I guess he's afraid that at some point I'm going to hit with rook to d8 or something. I'm going to hit his bishop on d3, and he just wants to get out of there. But now both of the pieces are lined up there. And what I should do, and if I do this, I actually have a small advantage, is to play either bishop e6 or rook to d8, one of those two. Go to that default right away where the bishop is loose on there, where I might be able to do something. Or I could play bishop e6 and see, and of course, hope that he plays rook to d1. Yeah, the grandmaster's going to do that, right? Well, why waste my turn of bishop to g5 immediately? But I thought I was moving into a worse square, so I played here. So I didn't do that.
That would have raised my cost.
So I attacked his queen and got him to move over here, and then played back to where I just should have played in the first place and kept that other thing in reserve. And the main reason this is not a worse square for him was that in a lot of variations, black's idea to reposition his pieces, the bishop on g7 is in these positions kind of dead. So what would you guys do to try to get it back into the game?
Bishop f8.
Bishop f8, or somewhere else. The pawn's still blocking you if you move the knight.
Whose move is it?
Well, it's not in this position. I'm talking about in general.
H6.
H6, right.
Okay.
And I just forced him to prevent me from doing that. And so later on, I'm struggling a little with that bishop,